How's it going, guys? Tristan here, and today we are back in my hardcore world. Um, I've been doing a little bit of work off camera, as you can see. Mostly just preparing and planning what I want this episode to be, and the main idea of this episode is going to be exactly that: preparing and planning. So I said in a previous episode um, that I kind of wanted to turn this whole area into a town. That being said, I've been kind of at a loss as to where I need to start with this. I have a little bit of an idea of what I want to do, but I think we need to get into planning this build a little bit. I've been farming up some wool. There's a little fence down there filled with sheep of different color. I don't have a whole lot yet. It's enough to get the basic idea of scale and size of each building and kind of a path for roads and where everything's going to go. Like, I have a couple of ideas for like this area down here. That is built up there. So I think a little like bridge hopping across there and a bridge from there to there, and then have an entrance into the town at a lower point. Then I believe like somewhere over here, I need like a bigger bridge starting from point A to maybe like point B, kind of over here, as another entry point to the city. I think I need a much bigger bridge, like for in a port on this side, but a much bigger bridge from like here to somewhere over here, maybe. I don't fully know yet, but it's just a rough idea. Center of town is going to be on the bigger flat area up here. I will have to build up the land in that area a little bit, but that won't be too big of a deal. And then obviously the further you go up the hill, the more spaced out the property is going to be. But I think I want to build a castle style, like jarl or king of the city up on that hill, kind of. Honestly, the base of it might end up being somewhere in that area, like the some of the entrance will probably be there. But that's way down the line. That is a part of the project that I'm not going to be worrying about right now, because honestly, I think the main city needs to be worked on first for a multitude of different reasons. The main reason is simply because I think we need to get more of an infrastructure going in this world. Because as much as I enjoy playing slow, I'm getting tired of having base tools. As you can see, I made a diamond pickaxe, and later in the episode, I'm actually going to be enchanting this diamond pickaxe because I traded with the villagers some. I believe there's two Fletchers in that building there. I traded with a librarian in that building so I could get the bookshelves needed to get a max enchanting table set up. Right now, I don't know where I'm going to set that up. Honestly, I'm thinking of just putting it in the barn temporarily until I can figure out a better place and a better idea of what I want to do. I think we have a pretty good idea, or I have a pretty good idea of how I want to lay this out. Like I said, I think there needs to be an entrance here. I think there needs to be an entrance, like a diagonal kind of bridge here. I think there needs to be another bridge over there. So, but the first things first, I think we need a road, or we need to like just lay out some rough blocks to get an idea. Now, that also means I need to demo this entire village at some point, and I'm not doing that without enchanted tools. I think me demoing this village will be a very soon step, but I think step one right now is getting some better gear. My tools definitely need some work with the scale of this project that I want to do, and turning this world into I don't want to say my forever world, but I'm going to put a lot of time into this world. I really want this to be a world that I can come back to and just admire, you know? Like, I mean, to be fair, just the world by itself you can admire with the views and the shaders I have installed. Like, it goes on for quite a few thousand blocks. In previous episodes, we've been over there. We kind of have an idea of what's over there. Like, I know there's a Dark Oak Forest over in that direction. Spawn is over there, I believe, like on the other side of that hill there. There is a pillager tower. There's another village up there. Probably one of my favorite spots in the world is over there. And yeah, I think the main part of this world that I want to focus on right now is this. I think me turning this into a like grand city type thing will be for sure a challenge, and it'll be a really cool project to undertake because I've never done a project quite this large. So it'll be a challenge for sure. But let's go to the house real quick. And this is a pretty good sized village as well. Like there's a ton of villagers while we're on the way up to the house. Just want to show you guys how many villagers there are here. Home sweet home. I also added some detail in this area. I'm not sure how I feel about the barn yet. I feel like it is just very out of place. I'm going to leave it for now because honestly we need somewhere to put like animals and honestly this enchanting table if I can find a spot up there to put it. But I don't know. I don't think it'll be there forever. I think it's something that I'm not too thrilled with just because I feel like let's look real quick. Here's the house, and I think like the barn in the distance looks great, but it just doesn't match the vibe of the house at all. Especially once this starts turning green a little bit more. I think the barn will change. Also, I know that's an eyesore. I wanted a good place to farm wood, and I needed a good place to kind of look over the city and plan a little bit more. So that's going to be up there for a while. I made it out of leaves specifically so I can burn it down later and not have to worry about it. But let's grab the enchanting table that I crafted earlier. Like I said, I'm just going to put it in the barn for now. I think this is the best spot if there's even space. There might not be. See if that works. That works. All right. Now, I actually do not remember if we have any lapis at all. Yeah, we have some lapis. And we have some tools to make as well. Make a shovel, because we're going to need that. Let's make a sword. Breaking 3. Breaking 3. Breaking 3. Come on. So everything is on breaking 3, apparently. Let's try this. That is perfect. Cool. Well, we just got one of the best case scenarios there. Let's do sword now. Sharpness 3. Fortune 2. Fortune 2. Let's... I don't need the dirt yet. Let's do the axe and see how that works. That's okay. It's not great. That's good though. Let's do the shovel. The shovel, and that's not great either. Cool. But it's everything is better than all the tools I had previously. So I don't like doing this. I don't like wasting stuff, but I'm not going to use those anymore. We can finally say farewell to those tools. So as I was saying before, I think this area will need to be flattened a little bit. I don't want to make it too flat because I like the elevation change. But this area here will need to be raised up. I don't know where I'm going to get all the dirt for that, but it will definitely need to be raised up a little bit. Let's lay out some rough paths of where I think everything needs to go. Let's start over here and get kind of a rough idea of where. So I definitely want a bridge over there, but I think we need a bridge over here as well. So I think part of the design of this area, I'm going to put a retaining wall up at probably about this level here. I don't fully know yet, but I think, let's see. Yeah, at about this level, I think I want a retaining wall. Like, kind of cutting off some of this, and I'm going to have to fill that in with dirt too. So this land will probably go out to about here. It'll just be raised up. So actually, I think that would work out okay, because like from here to there. So yeah. And like I said, there's going to be some elevation change, so the retaining wall won't just be one level, because I don't think that would look great. But let's say we have a path that starts here. Day 79. Looks like it's going to be a foggy one too. Alright. I still have this village to worry about too, but I think what I want to do, this is going to be like main city, and I'm going to focus on this area the most. This side is going to be a lot of farms, I believe. They have like different patches and stuff like that, as well as I think that's what I want this side to be as well. Just fill this area with farms, and probably over here too. Yeah, there's a whole little town over here too, but I think that'll be demoed, and we'll give all of them new homes, just more spaced out. A little less foggy today. All right. So yeah, I do plan on having this whole city very well lit, like with hidden lighting and obvious lighting with lanterns and light posts and stuff like that. So just solely to avoid any problems with zombies. It's going to be a lot of work, but it'll pay off in the long run, so my population of villagers doesn't go away. Oh, that's so good. It feels so good to have enchanted tools for the first time in this world. It makes a world of difference there. I don't have all the tools I would want, and it's not perfect, but just that saved me so much time. So I believe what I want to do is put some sort of like cathedral here, but I need to fill in this dirt real quick. Where do I want this to be? I think I definitely want it to be on this top portion. And I need it to be a large portion of this area. I want to build a cathedral for sure. And I think it needs to be further back. Actually, it'll probably take up most of this area.
A few moments later.
You know, at this point, I should just carry a bed on me. I don't know why I don't. I've made a ton of beds already just to leave them around places and not carry them on me. But honestly, I'm one of those players that kind of likes to have a set spot for things. Like I personally believe, hold up. Like I personally believe that like I need a spot for my stone storage. I need a spot for my wood storage. I need, you know, a place for my bed. I think it gives your world a lot more life if you have things spread out more, not everything all in one spot. Gives you a reason to go to other places of the world you create. I'm gonna need a lot more wool. I thought I would have plenty for this, but I guess I'm underestimating how big of a project I'm trying to get into. So, all right, I got some more wool real quick, and I expanded this a little bit more, and I definitely want this to go out this way as well. I think I want this cathedral to be also like the town library and school. I think that makes the most sense to me. Maybe mostly just the library, I think. But so we're gonna have most of our clerics and librarians in this, so we're gonna have to have it locked down and as safe as we can. So while we're getting some wool, I just wanted to take the time and talk a little bit about why I'm spending so much time planning this out. And a lot of it comes down to time management. Even though I am no longer working 7 days a week, I am still actively working almost 60 hours a week. And so I don't have as much time as I would like to play this game. So I can only take it so slow. Otherwise, this this series will never get anywhere. That being said, me planning also gives me an idea of, things I can work on in between episodes, things I can work on during the episodes. Me planning all this out gives me a general idea of the scope and scale of exactly what we're trying to achieve with all of this. And right now, we're trying to achieve a pretty huge build plan. And part of that comes down to I want a world that I can be proud of and that I'm happy with. Because I'll be honest, I've had countless Minecraft worlds that I've played on that I've kind of just stopped playing, and I don't even know if I have any of them anymore. I'm pretty sure I deleted most of them just because I never had a reason for me to keep any of them. I wasn't proud of them. I had no desire to ever go back to them. This world I keep coming back to, and I think a lot of that comes down to you guys. Like, you guys enjoy watching me, but also this, like, with all the mods I have installed, it just feels like a different game. Like it feels like my own little world away from reality, you know? Like I can create whatever I want to here and like just enjoy the peacefulness of this world. Even though obviously it's a hardcore world, so it can't be too peaceful all the time, but just the ability to hop on here and create something beautiful in a world that I never even thought could exist in Minecraft a few months back is really something else. It's one of those experiences, like, if you've never played on a modded world like this, I highly recommend that you at least try it. I do have a mod pack in the description if you want to just try it out. It's really simple to install as long as you use Modrinth. Or if you just want to achieve something like this without all the extra add-ons, the two main mods, I don't remember exactly what support mods you need to run these things, but the two main mods are Distant Horizons for the view distance and Bliss Shaders for the crazy sky and the weather and the lighting and all that. If you have never played in a world like this, I highly recommend it. It just makes the game feel new again. It makes it feel fresh. But I'm planning all of this out because I want to have goals set in place for me to work towards to kind of hold myself accountable so I can continue to come back to this world and actually feel like I have something to do, you know? Like, at some point, I'm sure I will take a break from this world because I'll run out of a couple of ideas or like just the motivation to work on it. But I want to be able to come back to it and enjoy the world I have created. I think oftentimes we forget how important it is to have a plan and to have something to progress towards. At least I do. I know, like, here recently trying to go through this like health journey type thing where I focus on my health and losing weight and being more active and eating better, and it's not easy. It's not easy, especially if you don't have much of a plan like I do. But I'm working on a plan right now. I'm working on some sort of regimen to get into, and I'm working on some sort of structure to my life where I can make time and meal prep. I'm trying to create some sort of structure and discipline and regimen for my life so I can enable myself to have the best shot at losing the weight I want and need to lose. I haven't been living the best lifestyle recently, and I think it's finally starting to catch up with me, and it doesn't feel good. I don't feel healthy. I'm not thrilled with my body, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. I think it's very common, especially in the US, where truthfully you get comfortable, you get, and I hate to admit it, but you get lazy and you just stop caring as much, you know. I think it's a bit sad that it comes down to that, but it's one of those things that you're the only one that can change it, and there's nobody else that can. If you want something different for your life and you want something different for yourself, if you want to live healthier, you have to do it on your own. And a lot of that starts with a plan. It starts with a idea and coming up with a process of how you're going to do things. Or another example is me creating content. I have a bunch of ideas and I have a plan to make content. Now those plans don't always work out. Like this video, for example, is going to be out much later than I intended for it to. But it's still something. There's this theory, it's the 1% theory, or this idea, I guess, that 1% of something is better than anything exponentially. I'll put up a graph on the screen just to kind of show you what I mean. But if you're just putting 1% of effort into something, you are getting exponential gains from somebody that does nothing. And like, you know, that makes sense, obviously. Like if you think about it, that clearly makes sense. But over time, that 1% turns into something much bigger than you ever realize. So this 1% theory is something that I've been working on by myself for a while. For example, with our new house, there's so much work to do on it. Like it needs quite a bit of work. And honestly, I don't have a whole lot of time to get a lot of it done at one time. But 1% of work is exponentially better than me coming home from work and not doing anything. That 1% still turns into a whole lot more work done than me just, like I said, coming home after work and not doing anything. Now, I do think it is important to rest, like I said in my most recent video, but the importance of also just doing a little bit of a task each day makes a world's a difference. The only way you can start doing that is with a plan. Coming up with a plan, for me, just allows me to manage my time better and gives me something to work towards. It puts that little rock in the bottom of my shoe that to constantly remind me I could be doing just a little bit of work, you know? There's always something to be done. That doesn't mean it'll always get done, but there is always something to be done. Creating a plan, and especially writing it down. Writing it down is one of the most important things. Once you write down that plan and put it somewhere you will see it every single day, it'll basically put that little rock in your shoe, if that makes sense, to to constantly remind you that, hey, you have this idea. All you got to do is do it, you know? You just got to try. You got to put in that little bit of effort. And I think that alone is one of the most important parts of it. After getting up here and looking at it for a second, I do not believe that this is going to be big enough. I think, for one, this road needs to curve this way a little bit more. This road here will need to, like, connect up to, like, there-ish, because I think the bridge will start there and go across, like, in that area somewhere, or over here somewhere. Yeah, it'll probably be closer to there. So I might just go straight there. This, honestly, might need to be kind of flipped. I think the long part might need to go here. Like long ways, and this part on the other side, but much wider. So let's mess around with that real quick. Like when I'm down here, this building looks huge, but I don't think it's going to be big enough for the scale I want. And I definitely think it needs to be moved over some. Let me know what you guys think. For me personally, I really struggle to do things without a plan. At least like big things, like, you know, content creation. I had this plan to do more content. I had this plan to do a bunch of content, and then I didn't realize, and then I didn't really take into consideration how much I would be working and how little time I would have to do it during the Christmas season. Like, I didn't plan accordingly for that, and realistically, what I could have done is pre-recorded a lot of content and just posted it as it needed to be posted. But instead, I just simply forgot. I simply didn't make time to do so because I didn't plan accordingly for that. That being said, this year, like as I said in a previous video, one of my goals is to try to produce as much high quality content as I can, and really go kind of all in on the content to the best of my ability. A lot of that also comes down to believing in yourself, as cheesy as that sounds. Like, I believe that I can do all of the things I've said. I believe I can lose weight. I believe I can live a healthier lifestyle. I believe I can make great content for you guys, and I believe there will at least be a few people there to watch and listen. A lot of that does require a significant amount of confidence, but I think it's important to also realize just how hard these things are to do, and the fact that it's not all going to happen at once. You have to take your time. You have to do each step, and it's going to take a long time to do these things. It's not going to all happen at one time. And I think that alone is one of the hardest things to deal with. It's one of the hardest things most people struggle with, especially around New Year's with the resolutions, is just realizing that you can do it, and it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of work, but just realizing that you can do it, it's just not going to be easy, and it never will be. It will never just fall into your lap. It's never going to be simple, and it's going to be a challenge. And what's the saying? Anything good is worth working for. I hope you guys don't mind the more serious, like, life talks. Well, I do enjoy talking about the game, and I do want to talk about the game while playing Minecraft. I also think there's a lot of value in sharing ideas and talking to one another about life and our experiences and how we manage to go through this crazy thing we call life, especially because we all live such different lives. Right, before I place too much wool down, let's go see how much bigger this section is. Oh, that'll really, I think that'll do it nicely right there. I think the library part might need to be a tad bigger, but this is going to be a huge build anyway, so maybe not. Because right here, there will likely be some sort of garden. I do think this road here might come up alongside a little bit. There will be a fence around this with like a couple pathways and benches and stuff like that. But I think this path might come up a little bit more and then come down the hill there and go straight in. I don't mind the scale of that. I think the scale of that now is really nice, actually. You're like, my house looks so small compared to how big that building is going to be. I mean, that's the normal Minecraft church. It's going to be quite different, I believe. Let's come up with a couple of different ideas for builds as well, because like that's going to be the cathedral. Realistically, I would like some sort of like town hall, and I think a town hall would be nice kind of in this area. Maybe the cathedral could also, like back in the day, the church of most towns, or the cathedral or the Catholic church of most towns, doubled as the town center. Like this could just be the main point of the town, and there could be like some inns here. Honestly, being right on the corner of the road, I think would make sense. So like here. All right, you can see pretty clearly right now. That cluster of buildings is going to be right there. Will actually be really nice once I wrap that around. Then I'm going to put another building here, and then probably another building like kind of in that corner there. So that'll be nice. That'll be extremely nice. So I believe that is all the time I have for this episode. I know it was a lot of talking, a lot of just simple planning, but I think it's good to kind of see my thought process in building this hardcore world we started a few months back. We got some enchanted tools, which we are going to be improving over the next little bit. And as we continue to progress, we will continue to build more and more. And each of these buildings will have a purpose. Like obviously, the cathedral will be where our clerics and our librarians go. Most of the ones up top, I'm going to do this a little bit odd. I'm probably going to have a basement in each of these places. Like the cathedral and the library will have a basement where all of my trader villagers will be, and everybody else up top will be a like not very important person. They will just be there for aesthetic reasons and to, kind of make the world feel alive. But any like once I get a mending trader and all that, all of those guys will be tucked away safely under the cathedral. Um Kind of the same thing with these shops. One like depending on who I decide to put in there, whether it's farmers or honestly farmers will probably be out here somewhere, like for food and things like that. But whether it's farmers or leather or armors, actually probably all my armors and toolsmiths will go in here. That kind of makes the most sense to me. And then all the other places will be kind of fill in depending on what kind of designs I can come up with. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe. If you made it this far, let me know. Let me know what you think. And I was thinking about it while I was doing this outro. What do you think we should name the city? Obviously it's not much of a city yet, but it's still gonna need a name. And I am going to go for more the like fantasy medieval vibe for this. I know that's pretty standard for Minecraft, but it's by far one of my favorite ways to build, and you can barely see it at this point, but by far one of my favorite ways to build. But anyway, thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Adios.